Hi guys, it's Michelle, and today's video is going to be yet another creepy TikToks video for you guys. Y'all really liked when I did this last time, and I hate it because I'm scared. I'm honestly pretty freaked out by anything ghostly, supernatural, but I also kind of love it. But if it has to do with ghosts and if it happens to me, simply I'm gonna ignore it. Okay, so this one I personally just fucking hate. So POV, it's 2 a.m. and you hear footsteps and you check on your kids to see your child smiling and staring at the corner. No, anything to do with children, immediately no. Like, they're gonna freak me the fuck out. I feel like kids and pets just see entities that we can't see, and I don't like it. I know it's because of the camera, but the eyes and the way that she's smiling is literally terrifying. Like, I'm not even kidding. This would make me have I would get rid of her. Someone commented up for adoption immediately. Yeah, like exactly what I'm saying. All right, the next one was caught on a Ring doorbell.
What's the craziest thing your Ring doorbell has ever seen?
A literal ghost that stood in the same spot for about 3 hours. It's in the bottom left-hand corner. It's too far away from the camera to be a spider or a bug, and you can clearly see the face, and it stays in the exact same spot for about 3 hours. If you're in the paranormal community, I'd actually really love your opinion on this, and if you can debunk it, even better, because it's made me not want to be at my house.
This is also why I don't have a Ring doorbell. I know it should be the opposite because you want to be safe and like have a Ring doorbell and cameras and shit. Like, it makes it safer for your home, but honestly, in my fucking humble opinion, ignorance is bliss, babe. Ignorance is bliss. I don't want any part in that. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know it's there. I just don't. All right, the next one is so disturbing, and I honestly don't even know how to explain it. It just feels like it's straight out of Paranormal Activity. So much of this creeps me out. So, like, of course you could say that, like, it's strings or something that pulled the blanket. That I'll give to you is not that crazy. But what freaks me out is the way that the pillow moves as if somebody had lied down on the pillow. I don't feel like any way you can replicate that with any sort of like special effects. The way the pillow just gets imprinted, and I fucking don't like that. All right, we got another ghost story. Again, this video involves a kid seeing a ghost or something, and I hate it.
Somebody over there.
Over where?
Right here.
Hey! What are you doing over there?
A lot of people think that this video is fake, but the issue that I have with it is everything, and I would have burnt the woods down. This is why, again, don't trust me with fucking ghosts, because I will create fire. But also, like, why the fuck did you guys follow it into the woods? No, you leave it there. You let it simmer there. I don't need to be a part of that. This next TikTok actually just scared the fuck out of me. I hate it.
When I was 16, 17 years old, my bedroom was the attic of my parents' house. One night, I proceed to have one of the most real-feeling dreams I've ever had. In the dream, I'm sleeping in my bed. I wake up in the dream to an older woman standing in the corner of my bedroom. I do not know this woman, never seen this woman. She actually looked quite ghost-like, a little translucent. You could see through her a bit. Like, she looked like a ghost. She proceeds to ask me, I have a son. He needs someone to play with. Would you mind playing with him? Not sure why I chose to say yes, but I did. And I was like, yeah, I'll totally play with your son. That seems totally normal. Like, we're in a dream, so, like, fine, I'll play with your son. As soon as I say, yeah, I'll play with your son, he appears, like, if I'm laying in my bed, like, she's on this side, he appears on this side of the room, like, right where the stairs are, the top of the steps. And he starts to walk over to my bed, comes to my bed, and he's like, let's play arm wrestling. So I'm like, yeah, no problem, let's play arm wrestling. So I put my hand up like this, he puts his hand in my hand, and we are arm wrestling. At first, it's like a good give and go, we're like, oh yeah, and then like, he pins my hand completely down. I feel his hand around my hand, ice cold. He pins my hand down and is staring at me. And I'm like, okay, like, let's play again. And he goes, I don't think you want to play this game with me. Just like that, like, dead stare. I don't think you want to play this game with me. So I'm like, what does that mean? Let's play, like, okay, let's play the game. So he goes, no problem. Digs his nails into my hand like that and starts pinning my hand to the bed, yelling, I win, 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 I win. I rip my hand away from his. I feel the scratch marks on my, like, right here. And then he takes a step back with this, like, grin on his face. And he becomes this, like, black cloud of smoke. And I know that sounds unreal, but just stay with me. So he's this big cloud of smoke. This is all still in the dream. I get up, I'm screaming, I jump out of my bed. Here's where it gets crazy. I jump out of my bed in the dream, and I wake up in real life, and I am fully standing on my feet. So as I'm standing on my feet, I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I'm down the stairs, out the room, right? And so my mom and my sister are downstairs in the kitchen cooking breakfast. My mom is a very spiritual person, so I have no problem just being like, yo, this is what just happened. And it's like, disregard the dream if you want, but I was fully standing when I woke up. Insane. And so typically, not saying typically like this happens all the time to me, but like, my mom we regularly would have priests come over, bless the house, things like that. So like, that's not weird. So like, my mom throwing holy water around the house is not like an odd thing in my household. So like, I'm expecting her to be like, okay, let me go get the holy water. I'll spray your room down. Like, not a big deal. She goes, the holy water is right there. You're going to go get it and go upstairs and throw it around your room with some salt. I'm like, why are you not doing it? She's like, I think you should do it. And I'm like, okay, this is insane. So I take the salt, I take the holy water, I go upstairs. My sister's like, I'll come with you, but I'm staying at the bottom of the stairs. Everybody's acting scared. And so I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy. This is something. So I have the holy water, I have the salt, I go upstairs. I have the holy water in like a little cup, and I have the salt. I go upstairs, and so I'm like, throwing the holy water around, just a little flap, flap, flap around. And I have the salt. And I throw it onto my bed, and it sizzles. Bitch. I never ran down a flight of stairs faster in my life. I don't even think I touched one step. I jumped from the top 11 steps down, bow, hit it. I was downstairs the next flight, bow, hit it. I didn't stop for shit. I said, the only way I'm going back up there is if y'all bring a priest to hose this house down with a fire truck of holy water. I'm not playing at all with y'all. And so my mama got the priest to come, and he blessed the whole house, top to bottom. He done missed no floor, no nook, no cranny. And I never had an experience like that again. So, I don't know where that little boy is at, but I hope his soul is at rest.
If a ghost asked me to play with her child, I don't know why this girlie said yes. I mean, she did say she felt like something came over her. But if anything ever comes over me in that way, I actually fucking hate that. And the worst part, again, is the priest with the holy water. Like, I'm a little superstitious when it comes to that I don't know if I'm gonna believe that actually exorcised any demons out of there. Again, burn the house down, move, leave, put the kid up for adoption. That's my motto. Okay, this video actually is crazy to me, and a lot of people claiming that it's fake, but I have a really big reason why I think that it's not. So as you can see, there's like a toddler playing in like a playpen, and all of a sudden she starts spinning and moving in such a strange way, and it looks like the whole playpen is being dragged. This is probably one of the craziest paranormal videos that I have ever seen, because how are people saying that it's fake? Like, you cannot get a toddler to just like act like that's happening. Like, No offense, I just don't think that she's like Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. Where's her Oscar? Like, if she could act this well, she'd be on a TV show. So, because like a lot of people are like, how do you not see it in your peripheral vision? And people will skip everything for money nowadays. How are you gonna get a child to like act like they are being dragged? Like, what do you mean? Where's the skit? Like, unless you didn't tell the kid that, like, it was set up to these invisible ropes, but, like, that's a pretty big fucking playpen to have, like, invisible... Personally, I just think it's real. I think it's so real, and it is fucking creepy. Alright, this girly pop has real footage in her story, which always is gonna make me believe it more, even though I know a lot of people can doctor shit and, like, use AI for whatever. I'm a believer. At the end of the day, is that I'm just gonna believe anything that I hear. It's not good. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but sometimes it's fun. So live life, you know?
I have video footage of this. I will share it at the end. Nobody thinks it's real. Like, it seems like it's doctored footage, but it's not. I swear on my life. Basically, both my sister and my old roommate used to work at this, like, music school daycare center for kids in the Upper East Side. The music classes would happen upstairs, but downstairs in the basement, there was this, like, daycare situation, and you had to work down there. And they both hated being down there. And I'd been down there a few times too. It is really scary. Like, you know when you just get a feeling about a place? Like, that is the basement. It was horrible. They would both, like, hear voices when their co-teacher hadn't showed up yet. Or, like, the cleaner would go downstairs and all the toys would be arranged in, like, a circle. And she'd be, like, in tears being like, are you guys playing a prank on me? I seriously, like, I don't feel safe here. The kids would all say really creepy shit. Like, they'd say, like, there's a really, like, mean guy in, like, the tunnel, like, a little play tunnel thing. Or, like there's, like, someone mean over in, like, the dark corner of the basement. So when COVID hit, obviously no one was going into the daycare. It essentially shut down. But the owners installed cameras just in case, like, anything happened while they weren't there. And it picked up the most insane shit ever. It's a minute and a half long, so here you go.
Off the bat, this girl's talking about how her sister worked at this daycare, and then during COVID, it was, like, basically shut down. And they had cameras in the daycare, and just some creepy ass paranormal activity went on. This video is crazy. So, first of all, it starts with like a seesaw type of toy just rocking back and forth. No, simply no. I'm not interested in that. And like an orb just runs across the camera looking creepy as fuck. I don't like it. Looks like a rat. Could be a rat. This is New York City, so let's put that into account. But then how are you going to explain the way that this array of like markers just flies off the table? No, if this footage is real, that is so fucking scary. I don't think you understand. Like, I feel like on a personal level, I'm disturbed. Very, very disturbed by that. Again, when the best that you can do is say that the person who filmed the video is lying, it still just feels uncomfy to me, you know? This is a terrifying ghost story, and I actually don't even know what I would do in this situation. It's disturbing.
So I had a mimic encounter this morning, which is the reason why I'm telling the story outside and not in there. So this morning at about 4 a.m., my husband was getting ready to leave for work. Typically, right before he leaves, he'll go into the bedroom, he'll give me a hug, he'll give me a kiss, and that's my way of knowing that he's leaving. I heard when he disarmed the alarm, when he got in his car, he has a really loud truck. I heard when he turned it on, and I heard when he drove off. At about 6 a.m., I see him walking back into the bedroom. My first thought was that he must have forgotten something. He does work about an hour away, so I figured he probably got all the way to work and realized he forgot something and had to drive all the way back. I see when he walks into the bedroom, and right next to where I'm laying down, like there's like a side table, we had a bag with like a bunch of snacks, protein bars, etc. He goes over there, he starts going through the bag, but he's being like extremely loud about it, like just fumbling, and I hear all the crickling of all the wrappers and stuff. So I kind of look in his direction and say, just take the whole bag, like just take the whole bag with you. He then turns around, walks over to me, gets this close to my face. Mind you, the room is still pretty dark. He gets this close to my face, kisses me, gives me like a really tight hug, and as he's like moving away, he just disappears. Like in a flicker, like a flash, he's just gone. I'm there kind of looking around like, what just happened? Like he was literally just here. And I look down and I see the bag of snacks that were on the table are now on my lap. So I didn't dream it. I didn't imagine it. Like something literally moved that object from that table to me came to me, and then disappeared. Needless to say, I will be cleansing the house, and I did go back to sleep after that because I don't let things like that really like bother me. I did pray and pretty much let it know that it wasn't welcome there, but this thing was 100% a mimic.
So what the fuck are you supposed to do if a ghost pretends to be somebody that you know? Like, that is I have always been afraid of this. I feel like if you see somebody that you think you know, like, I feel like if this happened to me, I would lose my fucking marbles, man. Like, nothing would ever make me feel rational again. I feel like it's this whole concept of mimics, which we're going to talk more about, but it's essentially like when you hear someone that you know calling your name, but you know they're not there. This story freaks me out so fucking much that it left me speechless.
I could literally make a whole entire series about all the experiences I have had growing up, especially in the house that I grew up in. But I'll start with one really creepy story that literally gave me chills and still freaks me out to this day. When I was younger, my family had Korean exchange students that lived in our house, and one of the students shared a room with me, so we had a bunk bed, and she took the bottom and I took the top. And during this time, my dad had removed all of the doors to all the rooms in our basement because we were getting new carpet. And so I wanted a little bit more privacy. So for Christmas, my grandma gifted me some door beads, but they didn't come to the floor all the way. They were about a foot off of the floor. And my sister Callie would always come in and just steal my clothes, my makeup, whatever she wanted to use. And I was a pretty light sleeper, so she would slide under the door beads to come in the morning before school and to not wake me up. There was one particular night where my exchange student was visiting her uncle in another state for Thanksgiving, so I was alone in my room. It was nighttime, everybody was in bed, and it was dark, and I heard my door beads. So I looked over and I see what looks like my sister, just like her silhouette, and she's got long, curly hair, and she was crawling on all fours with her hair, and her hair was like hanging in front of her face, and she was crawling on all fours, sliding under the door beads, and I could see the door beads like hitting against her back as she slid under. And once she got under, she like hurried to the end of my bed where the closet was at the foot of my bed. So I was thinking to myself, like, oh, I caught her in the act this time. I'm gonna totally tell her that I knew she was stealing my clothes. So I snuck to the end of the bunk bed. And I just tried to scare her. And when I looked over the end of my bed, there was nobody there. So I just started screaming, and then my sister ended up running down the hall, and she came in and turned on my light, and she's like, what? And I was just like, and I just freaked out and told her what had happened. But that was one time that was super, super creepy.
I would need a lobotomy to live after something happening like that is just like not even an understatement. I simply couldn't exist anymore. First of all, door beads I just feel like those are freaky in itself, and like I would get so stressed out if I had door beads. Like I think I did as a kid once, like for a little bit of time, but the sound of them, like just like the chiming, no, if I heard that at 3:00 in the morning, I hate it. I actually fucking hate that story. That one might be the scariest of all, especially because if I saw my sister crawling on all fours with her fucking hair in her face as a child, I would have lost my fucking mind. New Orleans Girly Pop tells another scary story that she experienced.
I have a story that no one asked me to tell, but I'm going to tell it anyway. And this one has a picture with it. So wait till the end so you can see I have proof on this that I'm telling you, and really on almost everything that I say. So my husband and I bought this old house in 2006, and over 200 years old. And I was really worried about the house. And so I one day just called this psychic. She was actually on Sirius Radio. So I ended up talking to her, and then I ended up like setting up this call with her later on, and then eventually we became friends. So one of the things she said about the house was, she says, you know, there's a little girl that lives there. This was early on. This was like 2006, 2007. She told me, she says, a little girl that lives there. And I said, oh no, there's no little girl that lives here except my little girl. And she says she's up at the top of the stairs. She has a white dress on. She has black hair and her hair pulled back with a little blue bow. And I was like, okay. Well, every once in a while I would be sitting there like late at night, and I would hear like children's laughter. And I would look up, look around, because I thought maybe my husband was there with the kids or whatever. We didn't live there. So always, nobody was there. So I kind of just blew it off, and every once in a while she'd say, hey, did you ever see that little girl? I'm like, yeah, you know, I don't really see things. I hear things, I smell things, that kind of thing. Very rarely do I actually see something unless it's in the corner of my eye. No, I haven't seen your little girl. Not even thinking about it. So we decide my son's wedding is going to be there. And so my friend came, and she's this fantastic floral artist from New Orleans. And so she decorates it. It's fabulous, flowers everywhere. Great photographers. They come in, they do pictures. So the pictures come back from the photographer. And we're looking at them. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. Probably like, I don't know, the fifth, sixth time we're going through them. My oldest daughter came to me and she said, I want you to look at something. And in the front of the house that has the only original window of over 200 years, so it was one of those wavy windows, there she was, the little girl with the black hair, pulled back with a ribbon, and her little white dress. She came to the wedding, and she's in our pictures. So, look at the picture yourself. See if it gives you goosebumps.
Burn the fucking house down. No, like, she was not invited to that wedding. She did not RSVP. All right, this last TikTok really fucking freaked me out because I don't really have any explanation for it other than that there's a little ghost named Bianca in the hospital that's talking to this mom and her daughter, because no, actually, I can't. I can't do this anymore. All right, it's 6 p.m. It's still light outside, so we're finishing the video now while it's still safe. Anyway, that is it for today's video. If you guys liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below if you have any creepy ghost stories or paranormal activity stories that you want to share. Let us know in the comments below, but also tag me in them on TikTok if you see any posts that are crazy that you want me to react to. Send them my way, but that is it. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, and subscribe for new videos every week, and I will see you guys later. Bye.